Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of the Unleashed Alchemy Show. I'm so glad that you're joining me again. We're today in this episode, we're going to talk about going back to being, okay? Being in the now, embracing the elevated you right now, not tomorrow, not 2 weeks from now, not 30 days, not in the new year, but embracing the elevated you now. Now, when I say elevated you, does that mean that the person that you, first of all, the person that you are right now is elevated and elevating? We are expansive human beings, all right? So in every moment, we are expanding. But does that mean that who you're being in this moment is somehow wrong or somehow needs to be fixed? No, it's just simply understanding that there is another level of existence in being that is available to you. All right. So before we get into the episode, I want to remind you that I do still take one-on-one sessions. Now is the perfect time, especially at the end of this year, to get an understanding of where you are energetically. Now, sure, you can do this on your own. However, it is good to have someone else there that can possibly see things that you may be too close to, and that can possibly give you a bird's eye view of the energetics that are playing in your life. All right, these sessions, they are 75 minutes long, and I did that very intentionally. The sessions are designed so that by the time we get through talking, you will be confident in your intuition, you'll be confident in who you are, you'll be confident in your own spiritual science to go out to call forth the unseen into the scene. To schedule an appointment, the link will be in the description box below. Also, Unleashed Alchemy Mystery School is still open. All right. It is a monthly membership. This is not your typical membership. This is a spiritual portal where you are walking into because you have said, I am surrendering to making spirituality the backbone of my life. The portal is designed to provide resources to you so that you can feel more confident in living your soul fulfilled and soul aligned life with other people who are fellow magicians who are fellow alchemists. All right. And we also get together on the third Friday of every month live to talk about our realizations, to ask questions, to get answers. So check it out. All right. The link for the Unleashed Alchemy Mystery School is in the box, in the description box of this video. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. All right. So I have notes here, especially for this one, because there are so many examples to use, but these examples, although different, it's aligned with the main topic or the main thing that I want you to take from this video, and that is embrace the elevated you right now. For the last maybe 3 or 4 days, I'm always in this space of understanding that I am expanding, but also being able to appreciate who I am in this moment. All right. And each time I have meditated over the last 3 days, that keeps coming up. And I'm going to share with you my realizations, the messages that have come through for me, and I'm going to share those with you. All right. So that is the energy right now, is to really embrace the elevated you right now. Well, how do you know what the elevated you is? Well, the first thing is that you go back to how you see yourself living your life. You go back to those heartfelt desires. You go back to those soul aligned desires, the visions that seem too big, that seem celestial. Those are your soul aligned visions, because there is no, what is a soul aligned vision? A soul aligned vision is a vision that you have that you cannot see step from step to step. You cannot fill it in the blank. There is no way that your logical practical mind can fill in the blank. The how is beyond you. That is a soul aligned life. That is a soul aligned dream. Okay? Because you are putting it in the hands of your spirit, your gods, goddesses, your elevated supreme beings, your celestial guides that are always present. You're leaving it in the hands of the unseen. All right? So, when you get those visions, if you have not done this already, I really strongly encourage you to do this. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Don't filter it. Write it down exactly how it comes to you. So even if your vision, that these visions that you're getting, even if it is presenting a new dream for you, even if the dream that you even had maybe 2 years ago, even if that is not exciting for you, let that go and let the new dream come in. Because the way that spirit works is that not only will you have this new dream that will unfold before you, all of a sudden you'll be excited about this dream that you had 2 years ago, and that's also going to unfold in ways that you cannot devise. Okay, so write it down. Write down these visions as they come to you. There are several reasons for doing that. The main reason that I want to address in this video is that when you write down visions, what is happening is that your energy in your body is moving. Whatever energy you carry about that vision, it is starting to move. It is you are activating something in you. So you're going to have feelings that will come up literally in your body. The feelings in your body are going to tell you whether you are resisting the vision. The feelings in your body are going to tell you whether you accept the elevated you, which is contained in those elevated celestial cosmic visions. The feelings are also going to communicate to you what has already been deposited in your lineage, in your bloodline. What do I mean by that? So, for example, if the vision that is coming to you, or part of the vision, one of the many visions that are coming to you, you see yourself operating on this 3D plane with overflowing money in all forms, and you've never experienced that before in your life. And instead of you fighting, well, how am I going to do it? How you've just accepted that is the elevated you right now. Now, when you are writing, however you're writing that vision, perhaps it is at this point, I now operate in financial abundance. I now operate in financial overflow. I am excellent in money matters. However you want to put that. And you're writing it down as you see it. You may notice that writing that can bring up anxiety. You may feel it in your chest. Your heart may start to beat really fast. And that heart beating really fast, I just want to make this point, doesn't necessarily mean anxiety. It could be excitement. But if you're having a hard time writing that out, and in the back of your mind, you're writing it out, but then at the same time, you're clenching up, thinking, I don't know how this is going to happen. I've never seen overflow of money in my life. Money in the past has always been a struggle for me. I don't see that. You may feel a pit in your stomach that you can't really explain. You may even start to sweat underneath your armpits because of that. Well, that is those feelings, those emotions are telling you that there is a deposit about money that you are carrying in your nervous system that you need to address. So, let me use this example. Over time, growing up, even through my adulthood, I even heard it again about a week ago. The sentiment around money is, well, no one grows up with money. No one is born into money. Well, I knew in the back of my mind, I knew that was not true because otherwise there would not be a need for trust funds. All right. So I knew that wasn't true. But at the same time, hearing those words communicated to me that perhaps those people were just special, or they had a power or some type of, I don't know, something that I didn't have. It also communicated to me that I was going to have to scrape for money, that overflow of money was not going to be possible for me. That is the story I created in my mind from that messaging. Didn't really believe that, but at the same time, I didn't see how money in overflow could happen in my life. So over time, I adopted that story, and that story became a part of my nervous system, hence how I went about my relationship with money and how that manifested in my life. So, that belief, hearing those things, that the adults that I heard it from, they got it from somewhere. So then it became a standing belief that they held in their nervous system. So now we see this lineage of all these people that are coming into the world believing that they are not born into money, or no one is born into money, or money is separate from who they are, or having an abundance of money is separate from their existence. So now, because I'm embracing this elevated me who lives in financial freedom, that is a part of my being, if feelings of anxiety come up as I'm writing this vision of me in this elevated life that I have, it's an emotion that I don't have to be afraid of. I can look at it and say, oh, okay, I see where this is coming from. This anxiety is here. Even if the anxiety comes up and you still don't have a direct link, it doesn't matter. You don't have to. You just know the anxiety is there, and you can make a decision and say, okay, I see the anxiety here that I have about money overflowing in my life, but I know money is available to me in that way. Also, what you can do is you can ask Spirit, okay, Spirit, show me where this story is coming from. Just being open to that, you have already started to heal your nervous system. when it comes to money, and you can fill in the blank. You can use, we're just using money because that's an easy example. But you can say, just saying that and being open to that and asking Spirit to show you, to reveal to you where that anxiety is coming from, you've already started to begin to heal your nervous system, to adjust to that elevated you, the true you who only knows abundance. You've already started to heal your entire lineage just with that. Now, we're using the example of money, but like I said, you can fill in the blank. You can use health. So we all know that one of the conversation staples around health, when it comes to things that run in the family, this runs in the family, this health issue runs in the family. So then what happens is, you've got, especially when family gets together for whatever, that becomes one of a conversation staple. So now you have an entire family vibrating in this vortex, that this dis-ease runs in the family. So it's giving, so that vortex has created a portal for that dis-ease to exist. That belief settles, and then it manifests. And then we say, see, it runs in the family. But holding those conversations, such as saying, what, people, well, everyone has it, we all have it, whatever that it is. Some people do that because they think that that's just being realistic. If you say, so going back to money, if you say, well, no one is born into money, that's just being realistic. Well, let's pause on what we think or what we say being realistic means. So what I have found is that the phrase being realistic has turned into saying what we don't want. To say I'm just being realistic, that is being wrapped in a vortex of the unwanted for the sake of being realistic. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Being realistic has turned into saying and ranting about all the things that you don't want. So, for example, if we go back to the dis-ease part, the illnesses that run in families. Well, how about what is being realistic for you is that it stops with you? That you are a vessel that functions at optimal health year after year, moment after moment. How about that being realistic for you? How about we flip that? How about we flip making realistic being the wanted, what we desire? How about making realistic being aligned with our elevated self? How about being realistic is speaking of the true self of healing, wholeness, and abundance? How about being realistic is now saying no to this health issue? How about being being realistic, I can't even say it, is saying no to this limited view of money? Because now you are the vessel for positive change. And saying, I'm the vessel, saying that out loud, I'm the vessel that invites and calls in healing of my entire lineage, money and abundance for my entire lineage. So in fact, we are born into money. So all of this, it goes back to the nervous system. in what we allow ourselves to calibrate to. We have to start to, especially during this time, we have to allow ourselves, our bodies, our nervous systems to calibrate to the elevated self right now. All right. So let me say this. I started this video talking of an easy way to calibrate your nervous system to this new version of you by writing things down. So when you write things out and focus on how you desire to feel about your health, your money, you're tuning your entire body and your entire nervous system to adjust now to the truth of you. Vibrating to a story that was given to you, or a story that does not belong to you, or a limited story that was put into your lineage. But now allowing your nervous system to say, okay, wait a minute. I'm an expansive being. This body is an energetic vessel. So I get to adjust my energy. So you are tuning in and adjusting your energy to the truth of you, the elevated you that says what is realistic for you is to live a soul-fulfilled life daily, working in your magic, enchanting every part of your life, using your spiritual bag, your spiritual science, your spiritual mix to bring the unseen into the seen. It's time to adjust. It really is. It's time to adjust, and it's time for us to stop allowing ourselves to get into these conversations just to sound realistic. And many times we do that because if we start to focus on our soul aligned desires, it's not going to sound like what is realistic or what we have been programmed to believe that realistic is supposed to mean. And that could very well cause people around us to look at us like we're crazy. We have to be beyond that. We just have to make a decision, okay, that we're going to stand in our I am power on this 3D plane. All right, it's time to adjust, to allow your nervous system to adjust to that, and regardless of any present experience, regardless of what people think of you, and the way that you communicate, and the way that you are communicating, in the way that your words are now sounding different. We have to allow our nervous system to adjust to the elevated you. You allow your nervous system to adjust to the elevated you right now. All right. So that is the message that I wanted to drop on you in this episode of Unleashed Alchemy. Don't forget to check out the links in the description of this video. All right. Until next time. Cheers.